Albert Bandura's Social Cognitive Theory. Hello everyone. Today, we'll explore one of the most influential theories in educational psychology, Albert Bandura's Social Cognitive Theory. This theory beautifully explains how learning happens not only through direct experience, but also through observation and modeling. Let's begin. Introduction. Albert Bandura developed the social cognitive theory between the 1960s and 1980s. He believed that learning is a social process. We learn by watching others, imitating their actions, and thinking about what we see. Bandura's work bridged the gap between behaviorism, which focused on actions, and cognitive psychology, which focuses on thoughts and understanding. About Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura was a Canadian-American psychologist born in 1925. He became world-famous for his Bobo Doll Experiment in 1961, which showed that children can learn aggressive behaviors simply by observing adults. Bandura's research gave birth to the idea of social learning, which later evolved into the social cognitive theory. He emphasized two important ideas: observational learning and self-efficacy. Core idea: reciprocal determinism. The heart of Bandura's theory is a concept called reciprocal determinism. This means learning is shaped by three factors: the person, which includes thoughts and emotions; the behavior, which refers to actions; and the environment, which includes social influences. Each of these factors affects the others. For example, a confident student participates more in class, receives praise, and becomes even more confident. Confident learners. Key components. Bandura identified three main components of his theory. First, observational learning, which means learning by watching others. Second, reciprocal determinism, which explains the mutual influence between person, behavior, and environment. And third, self-efficacy, which refers to one's belief in their ability to succeed. Together, these components explain how we learn from both experience and observation. Observational learning. One of Bandura's most powerful ideas is observational learning, also called modeling. We don't need to experience everything ourselves. We can learn by observing others. Bandura explained 4 steps in this process. First, attention, paying attention to the model's behavior. Second, retention, remembering what we saw. Third, reproduction, being able to copy the behavior. And finally, motivation, having a reason or reward to imitate it. For example, a child may learn kindness by watching a teacher help others. Self-efficacy. Another key concept in Bandura's theory is self-efficacy, the belief in one's own ability to perform a task successfully. When students believe they can succeed, they try harder, stay motivated, and recover quickly from failure. Teachers play a big role in building students' self-efficacy by giving positive feedback, setting achievable goals, and modeling confidence themselves. A classroom filled with encouragement creates confident learners. Bobo Doll Experiment. To understand Bandura's theory better, let's look at his famous Bobo Doll Experiment. In this study, children watched a video of an adult hitting a Bobo doll. Later, when given the same doll, the children imitated the same aggressive behavior. This experiment proved that children learn behaviors simply by observing others, even without being rewarded or punished. It showed the true power of modeling in learning. So, to sum up, Bandura's social cognitive theory teaches us that learning is not just what we do, it's also what we see, think, and believe. As educators, we are role models. Our actions, attitudes, and encouragement shape how children learn and grow. Thank you for watching, and keep inspiring through example. This presentation is brought to you by Educational Theory by Mrs. Zain Abidin.